National Cathedral, David Ajayi paid 32 million Ghana cedis in 2021 for consultancy services. Now, David Ajayi nankasa so and the companies are obeveti omo the cathedral na show munsa so munsi. Not being so good, no. David Ajayi na yetua 32 million Ghana cedis no. Say onfanya sa consultancy job no. And select company bi maye na company ni basic cathedral no. David Ajayi na company and sa wini sa eye bid no.
I don't want peace. I want problems always. I don't want peace. I want problems always.
All right, thank you very much for staying. My name is Kevin Akobedu Taylor. It's time for the intro of the day. It's pound for pound. Today, we're talking about the National Cathedral, documents which hasn't been seen by Ghanaians before. Remember, the National Cathedral is a project which Nana Akufo spoke of after he was sworn in as the President of the Republic of Ghana. Now, as Ghanaians, we all know that we've never come together in Parliament, out of Parliament, to say that we need a cathedral and that our monies or our taxes should be put in any cathedral. Enyumbre utiemia asema yebedi hu nkomo National Cathedral no hu nkomo ne yebedi. Na na meka ne brofo no Ghana for efri imra yeto aba 2016 Nana Akufo, the President of the Republic of Ghana no Ghana for yantena da and di hu nkomo da say as oman Ghana no ye pe cathedral bi yesi e de akwakwa ye ho yanko parliament yangina fie engina dem anko gire bebi anfo ye sa anhye krata bi ase anka say Ghana for ade a ehia ye pa any cathedral. In fact, 2012, 13, 14, 15 Nana Akufo ka kire Ghana for say adekodienti ayentuma no simple obetu ketasehye ase corruption. He wanted to come and fight corruption. Nana Akufo told Ghanaians he wanted power just to come in and revive the economy. Nana Akufo okachere say yentuma no na oman ahokyere wom no omeyi ahokyere ni mfiri ho. Nana Akufo in 2012, 13, 14, 15 made a lot of noise about making sure that every single Ghanaian will get a job. Jobs will be on the streets for we Ghanaians to just walk upon. Nana Akufo okachere say yetuma no 2012, 13, 14, 15 or the ejuma bebuso ejuma ebe ade bia yebetietia so ejuma ebe fono Ghana for. Nana Akufo in 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16 okache Ghana for Nana John Dramani Mahama president bia ombon homoden eba infrastructure eba school dan ayesi eba ekwan ayeye eba factories ayesi eba senior yema oman etumpon through infrastructure. He was the right person to do the job. He told us that John Dramani Mahama lacked the foresight to expand Ghana's infrastructure and that we should vote for him. And no, Nana Akufo ekachere Ghana for. There was some simple reasons in Tia Yejina Kotoka about 2015. 2016, and making sure said Nana Akufo will come in, step in, and do better than John Dramani Mahama ani nimse na OC schools. John Mahama na OC a year Commander Sugar Factory. John Mahama na OC Legon University of Ghana Hospital. John Dramani Mahama na OC Ridge Hospital. John Dramani Mahama na OC E-blocks across the country. Na OC regional hospitals, north, south, east and west. John Dramani Mahama na OC a year airports across the nation. John Dramani Mahama na at the end of the day progressively na obi a year free SHS mu sene be bedroom pempensuo bi no Ghana ni akore bia benya school dan papa mu atena enya eye sound mind na adwunu mu kan adaho enya akade adesuade ama ne bra aye papa. John Dramani Mahama and the NDC no from 2012, 13, 14, 15 omo enya full 8 years also Céasë after 20 a year 2012 elections no Nana Akufo any MPP at the John Mahama ni NDC abani ko gina court ebe mfie be mienu anamiensa. John Dramani Mahama enya aso amfa embuma no after court no ebu ase Nana Akufo ni MPP na omu ni ingina so bia omu de eye election ba court no John Dramani Mahama enya 5 years. And so nyoma meno kase Kotoka International Airport, Volta airport, Northern Airport, and the Baumiako Jinahoya concerti. In summer, Ananyoma Yeditua or Ghana, Pokwasi interchange, Kaswa interchange, Eye Accra, Eye Dubai, Meka Circle interchange, Yako Kotoka market, Yako Eye other places are Uhu Nyoma Ewo Winiso. We can talk about the numerous projects under John Dramani Mahama, Segleme housing. Yebetumaka Ekwanya Ubetume Hua, and they still exist. Cheap compounds around the country. John Dramani Mahama and the NDC used less than 5 years to put all these things together. Nana Addo Akufo during that time, he was on the sidelines. All catcher Ghana for say, Montumame, I can do better. John Mahama lacks vision. Or no, and any pebia or Brennan Wasi. He hates corruption. He is a man who is a so-called lawyer. Nana Addo Akufo say he was going to change Ghana. He was going to make Accra the cleanest city in Africa and in the world. Nana Addo Akufo say our economy will be the robust economy. And the Menoka say the city is crossed 8 Ghana cities. And the dollar has crossed 8 Ghana cities. And the pound has crossed 9 cities. And the economic whiz kid, now the crazy old bald man, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, is missing. He has decided not to speak on the economy again. He has decided not to speak on the things that Ghanaians were yearning for in 2016. What has changed? Did we actually, as a nation, called for a cathedral? Did we campaign for a cathedral? Did we vote for Nana Addo Akufo because of a cathedral? We voted for Akufo for some simple reasons. We just wanted jobs. We wanted a better economy. We wanted Nana Addo Akufo to continue what his predecessor left. Today, the main topic on our lips is a cathedral. What is a cathedral? Can a cathedral feed anybody? Is cathedral the priority of the young Ghanaian who is hungry? Is a cathedral the priority of the civil servant who hasn't been paid? Is a cathedral the priority of Ghana? Tonight, what we'll be doing tonight is I'll be breaking issues down for you to understand the idea behind this cathedral, the criminality behind it, and why we should come together as a nation, vote against Nana Addo Akufo and the NPP. It does not matter who represented them in 2024. This is a killing machine calling itself a government. This is a criminal cartel calling itself a government. Ghana Nibia Wadri Wofie, Ghana Nibia Sebio Udimoko Dinchine, Wadri Mudono, or so Céasë Nana Addo Akufo a bang way a bang omobasa omobese Ghana. Omekum, omasei, omuria. And there, maybe Chama de Kudientia, we a Christoni at the Same. Wadri Wofie, na ope se Ghana etumponko enima. Cathedral, ya yesi, yadu wusika, enimi sika esino, ye krono ade. E wose ye nyina ye Céasë se cathedral na Nana Addo Akufo sino. E Ghana fo sika na wowia. Ye twa montro from day one ebesin there. And there, maybe bie akokɔ ne to. Maybe ka asante kasa, me brofo kakra befra, ema obia ehu de AC ewo Ghana. After this episode, Ghana fo nyina behu sika twitwiri dia Akufo efechire ewia efri Ghana ho. Me say this document is coming from the PPA, that is the Public Procurement Authority, straight from their office. This is a document that was sent from the Flagstaff House, Office of the President, OOP, to the Public Procurement Officer, na ABAJ Ida Ano. 2018, and the presidency wrote to the PPA to grant them that permission to get access to some funds, to get access to some documents, and I said access to some funds to build Nana Addo Akufo Cathedral. There was a the wedding, it was statement. There was a back and forth letter between the presidency and the Public Procurement Authority. Recently, near Teha and the same way, we all saw these things flying on our screens. National Cathedral, David Ajay paid 32 million Ghana cedis in 2021 for consultancy services. Mo amutiem no yesi in 2021. National Cathedral we no David Ajay or architect no Ghana buying from the office of the president no finance minister ye yisika 32 million Ghana cedis for his services. And yet the construction of the cathedral, consultancy services. You can say consultancy services are there. Adikudientia me 32 million. Emma David Ajay no, and say you can say ye per companies are or more experience are or more able to me abesi cathedral no or more knowledge or more engineer ye this cathedral. Inti aban efre David Ajay. Kachene say David Ajay, you are a consultant was Addo because you why sisi cathedrals be we say we sisi bu America ye pese wo no ubetena ano na wo hwehwe company a sebio omo that experience that expertise a omo betumi si cathedral a ebi NC we ase da. Now David Ajay na nkasa so na the companies are obeveti omo e the cathedral na shop nsa so bunsi. God being so good, no. David Ajay na yetua no 32 million Ghana cedis no. Say onfanya sa consultancy job no. And select company be my na company ni basic cathedral no. David Ajay na company and sa wini sa eye bid no. Inti ono atna so eveti companies and ono so a company e wini ye. Inti we na wo no atichire no no. Inti yetua 32 million Ghana cedis. Ama David Ajay Emma I a consultant I say you ono company a eba basic cathedral no. Mema Renfi. Yes, sir. These are some of the things we had. Only a small portion of annual expenditure has been spent on National Cathedral. And yet the finance minister Bekachere say, "Yene yesika yetwo ejejeno kakrebi ne yefrima yede edit AC Cathedral no." Or some say from the beginning. Nana Addo Akufo and MPP aban we kachere say, "Eye ebone Akufo share eye on the Nyankopon no wa nhye Nyankopon bo se or the Ghana for etwo ye taxes and the ebetua eye cathedral no na eye onoa and na oni the Christophobi ebe pesika esi cathedral no. And so when the finance minister catch the Ghana for nyina say or say eye cathedral no ye ne taxes na ye gine de bitua adwasafo ka ewa brochira odi atem no eno ene yi kakra bi ene ye di si National Cathedral no. Wo ye Ghana ni wo ye badwemba wo ye Christo ni te semia asema me no beken dwene ho yie. Yesa ehu sansem we bi ewo eye efri aban ho. National Cathedral will cost $100 million. Nana Addo Akufo ene eye MPP aban we be see so no omo ka kire e na obia can be from their communicators to every single individual in the MPP. Omo ka kire say cathedral na Nana Addo Akufo ABC no ebe cost no $100 million. And the Kodienti America say ebe cost no $100 million because yene Ghana for yemfa yen sanche krata biase enka say yesi cathedral. It is him and his colleagues, his pastor colleagues who want to go generate their own money and do what? And pay for the cathedral. Into the first time, Ramkacha said this cathedral will cost us $100 million. Let's move forward. Yes, in some say National Cathedral to cost about $200 million. Dinka Bekachere say ebe cost $100 million. And secretariat no esa bekachere in 2021 say now a $300 million ako $200 million. Remember, say ube si daya unim edan do abeso si. If you want to build 4-bedroom house, obeso si endankra enaya unim blocks do a Messi ni begina obeka kire sebio your inference you betu nyoma me betu nyoma so inti wo to cement 10 bags a Messi need to make just to cement 3 bags can ho plus 1 minus 1 and there one say cathedral can say you be $100 million no cathedral na ajampe abedu $200 million e dey na esi e nyoma ya tutuma ko do point bi a yesade 1,000% and 100% aka cathedral ni sika ho inti as we speak now the cathedral is going to cost $200 million. Ensiwa yasa ate eye asemfoforo efri eye aban we ho. $350 million needed to complete National Cathedral. Eye secretariat explains. Sa secretariat we are omobeka kire say $100 million in the first place. And you for that kind second one year $200 million every Christopher secretariat we almost say oma contact eye creme de la creme experts people who are good in building. Omobeka say $200 million, and they about 2022 2021 almost Bekachere say cathedral no and cost $200 million. Na cathedral no be cost $350 million. It's the cathedral no the amount you best spend this cathedral no a project cost from 100 all the way to $350 million. But as we sit here, Obia Bekanchre say some modifications have been made. Ebia cathedral no yesi baako aka ho, and I say yesi half aka ho, and I say ye bibia ka ho ama price no e blotisa because it will only take maybe some extra work be a bigger than a cathedral and bet to be bloated scanner to $350 million because if you brought in experts who know how much will be spending on this cathedral, I don't think it should jump that high to $350 million. Now, all these things we had it. And at the end of the day, the question you'll be asking is, National Cathedral no a wine dia. National Cathedral no a Ghana for ni etia. National Cathedral no a Nana Addo Akufo na akopesika bitua anase or the abetu yenim na ofe chire ewie sika efri ho. Let's go straight to the documents and let me prove something to you. Now, you see this. This is a letter from the President's office to the Public Procurement Authority. This letter was written on the 10th of December 2018. Now, Makara says, pay rapt attention to the wording. It's very, very important. The wording is very important. Now, this is the letter that the presidency, the Jubilee House, signed by the Chief of Staff, wrote to the Public Procurement Authority. If the Public Procurement Authority are saying they don't have this letter in their possession, they should come out tomorrow and let the world know. Now, let's read the letter. Menya botre akan ni achechim emagana nibia aten hwase. Mo amutie me on this platform, please ignore whoever is on this platform trying to distract you. Watch me. Forget about the comments. Watch and listen. That's the most important thing. MPP for one kwasi afori bia be go no more distract mo. Don't listen. Don't be reading. Just listen to what I'm saying. Ganania Osheme is very important. Now I'll say, request for approval to use single source for the appointment of a consulting firm. Omo chokoma PP say, omo pe approval say, the Jubilee House wants to use a consulting firm to do a job. Check the wording very well. Now, what does the letter say? This office of the president is seeking reference number. Let me go to the reference number. It's very, very important. And the letter was received on the 11th of December 2018. LPPA. And the reference number is SCRDA 415/427/0. This office of the president is seeking the approval of the Public Procurement Authority, PPA, under Section 725A of the Public Procurement Act 2003, Act 663, as amended by Act 914, to use single source to appoint Sir David Ajay and Associates Limited as design team for the construction of the National Christian Cathedral. Now, President Officer Chokoma PPA say, almost omope say PPA eyi puma kwemu na omo appointi eye Sir David Ajay and Associate omo company no say President in the Jubilee House adwene wo so omo nkwa no mo gitum say omo betumi abedi adwuma. There will be the what design team for the construction. Omo and construct National Cathedral no, they would design the National Cathedral. Intimino ka say ye company after a man David Ajay and Associate 32 million say omo fanyi company no you on one company no right now no aban a Jubilee House air trauma PPA say omo mo kwan no mo use David Ajay na onye design na ye de besi National Cathedral no ho adwuma enti dem kan first one no asechire no. Now let's move forward. He goes on to say this: the National Christian Cathedral, or say the National Christian Cathedral, but Matthias says cathedral in Ghana for Nadia. But when they were writing to PPA, they were very specific. The wording is very important. Or say the National Christian Cathedral. As they be almost say, oh, cathedral in Ghana for dia Muslim for betumaba, Akufo betumaba, ye nyina na yesi cathedral. So the National Christian Cathedral, and the wording is very important. Now, the National Christian Cathedral is a partnership between the state and the Christian community. Also, National Christian Cathedral no, in Kabum, partnership, Christian community no, Ghana buying and waka omutiri abon. The state is facilitating the process by providing the land, the secretariat, and seed money for the preparatory phase. Almost say Ghana buying no, and omoma asase no ena omo aso ena edi seed money sika yede to ase no ento ase sika no Ghana ban omo masika ena omo sa ema asase ena omo sa bia bibia for secretariat ede astarte dwumadie. He goes on to say this: the main funding for the project will be through fundraising by the Christian community both home and abroad, relieving any undue financial burden on the state. I must say, sika edebe sa cathedral we ni ebebo ho bra ni nyina no eye sika enye aban ne betua na mmom no eye ankura Christopher a omo fie eni abrochire sika omo begege enom de besi but also tia say all start no say National Cathedral no eye aban no ene beto asie sika ama aban na sa ama eye asase ena aban no be se tua eye den secretariat bika. Now, or say, National Cathedral, ne among person de how kese beto aban so nti. Enya dia Ghana aban ne betua hoka. Na eye Christopher individuals omo wiase efie any away and that's abroad and betua National Cathedral we ho eka. Now he goes on to say this. We a letter away free Akufo office. Chief of Staff sign to PPA. That time na ABAJ was the boss of PPA 2018. I'll say this partnership framework between states and the Christian community will be a practical expression of the social partnership envisaged to foster participatory development of country as a collective goal. I'll say Jumedia we know Jumedia a Christopher omo ni say and I say ono presidency any Christopher who ni say Jumedia bi and I say akwantu enamobia ombeso butu na oman no ye kan ye bom na ye nyina ye tumi tu upon wa ebetumi atiga na nim ama ye nyina ebe hu se ye beduru empempenso bi a ede empuntuo ene kroye ebeba nti o che PPA for say cathedral no de ede eye nkabom ene Ghana for free afane ne bebi abehia ama yetumpon abom. So it's a symbol of unity that will bring every Ghanaian together. Now go on paragraph 3. The cathedral will house impressive chapels and baptistry, 5,000 seat main auditorium that is expandable to 15,000 for national events and celebration. I must say, cathedral no, cathedral ebefa nipa impim num 5,000. Na no kwa no ombetuma se biem amana fa nipa impim dunan 15,000. Send ye beya celebration any event ebekokoso no ye betumi akoye no National Cathedral ho. The presidency SHS say it will include, among other things, a grand central hall, a music school, and will house Africa's first Bible museum and documentation center. In addition, there will be a provision for a national park. Inti omoche PPA this adekwenti among grante mumbiam muyipumakwem na David Ajay moment chance na ombeye the person to design this cathedral and say yebeye park room national park bebem omobeye bibi to say Bible museum omobeye bibi to say a school music school and nyoma ni nyina beba cathedral nim. Now, the 4th paragraph, which is the last one, I'll say, the legacy of the cathedral project is immense and requires a design team with varied architectural and design experience that fits into the, there's something here which is covered. Intentions of putting up an impressive national edifice, said David Ajay Associates, with their vast experience and achievement in the field of architecture have been identified by the office as the design team to manage the preparatory phase of the project and subsequently supervision of the construction. Almost say cathedral no ade bi ehia pa Akufo Addo na etro we akoma PPA nti omde omodi to form no omo say say David Ajay any the company ni omni nkofo bi a omo say omo was high experience na omo betumi a design company no na omo make sure say subsequent no omo supervise construction no into 1 there is design and 2 there is construction, supervision of construction. Now say me person confused you are me started me catch you say there was a document out you tia David Ajay we are so 32 million Ghana cedis say on fanya den on fan verti companies or verti companies ni we are ya no ne tua ne saka no oyi company ni we are na sa company no so ye tua ne car odiba be design a National Cathedral no and sana supervision into 3 things. David Ajay had to do what? He was a consultant to select a company that would design. It's a 32 million Ghana cedis. And or design we no on one company the winning here. And yes, I chose on one company no so about Jiska. Now what draw we are no as supervise near your contract construction. Now it goes on to say this. The total budget for the assignment is $23,750,000. They are talking about $23 million. Payable in Ghana cedis equivalent at the prevailing Bank of Ghana forex rate at the time of payment. Now, the fee account for 12.5% of the estimated total construction cost of $190 million. Now, this particular place is very, very important. Now, what can I say? The total budget for the assignment is $23.7 million. Now, this $23.7 million is being paid to David Adjaye's company for design and supervision. Also, Tia said David Adjaye's company has already taken 32 million Ghana cedis for being a consultancy firm to elect a company to go and do a design and finish with the construction. Now, I'm gonna say David Adjaye, after taking the 32 million cedis, his company now won to design the cathedral. No, he is going to be paid $23.7 million. Now, sir, $23.7 million. No, free a year $190 million from start to finish. No, yedi basic cathedral. No, and before they were writing to the Public Procurement Authority. No, now our budget said the cathedral is going to cost $190 million. But before that, 2018, they were telling us that the cathedral will cost $100 million, $200 million. But when they were writing from the Jubilee House to the PPA, no, almost David Adjaye, no, almost $23.7 million out of the $190 million. Remember, David Adjaye's company has taken 32 million Ghana cedis for just consultancy services. Now, the president, the government is saying we should pay David Adjaye $23 million. And yes, cedis, so $1 million out of the $190 million we know is going to be the whole money to finish constructing this cathedral. Now it goes on to say this: Appendix B and C provides the fee breakdown for your consideration. Now the fee covers preparatory works for up to the construction handover. The anticipated construction period is between 24 months, 2 years. Attached as Appendix D is the company registration profile. Now, also attached as Appendix E are the profiles of the 3 key personnel of the design team and a selected profile of part of the delivery team. Appendix F provides example of some groundbreaking designs and completed designs and construction projects under said David Adjaye's trademark, counting on your usual a year cooperation. And see, from what I am reading to you, this letter is from the Jubilee House. It was signed by Honorable Akosua Freeman Opare, Chief of Staff, the Chief Executive, Public Procurement Authority, CC, the Director, Afenyi, Office of the President. Now, so this stage, what we know from the letter from the presidency is clear. David Adjaye company was contracted to be a consultancy firm to elect a company that will design the cathedral to help supervise for construction. David Adjaye 32 million Ghana and I say for just the design call PPA command $23 million. $23.7 million to come and design and supervise the construction. Remember, I'm catch a letter we say we will need $190 million to finish this whole project. Meaning $23.7 million you bet free $190 million. So Akufo sent this letter to PPA to approve. Now, the National Cathedral at the end of the day, it's not a government policy. And then also the two team. National Cathedral, the only time PPA comes into issues like this to sign and allow, and say, because we are going to use the taxpayers' money. And no kind of PPA BIM. The only time you see the Public Procurement Authority signing something to say Ajiatum budget ne ye, it means it's a sika na Ajiatum no a accountant general and a finance minister So in the first place, why is the president or the presidency writing to PPA when the project is an individually or somebody's personal project, not funded by the government? Why is the presidency writing to PPA to approve? Why is the government now forcing PPA to approve an amount which at the end of the day, the PPA is approving on behalf of the taxpayer? So technically, the government or the presidency is telling PPA to approve this amount for us to pay David Ajay, $23 million. Now PPA responded to this letter. This is the response from the PPA, which was led by ABAJ. Public Procurement Authority, private mailbag, blah, 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 blah. And you can see they replied this letter on the 17th of December. Remember, the presidency wrote them on the 10th. It was delivered on the 11th. The PPA led by ABAJ, they are doing what? They are responding to this on the 17th. That's after 4 days or 5 days. This is what they said. Request for approval to use single source for the appointment of a consulting firm. And then also the Tutrimo, for the appointment of a consulting firm. It is not the construction of the cathedral. This particular money you are talking about, 23.7 million, is just for the consultancy firm to draw the designs. So you need to draw that line. Now, what does Public Procurement Authority say? We make reference to your letter number CSCR DA 415/427 blah 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 dated 10th of December 2018 on the above subject. At the board technical meeting, committee meeting number 20020/2018 held on Thursday 13th December 2018, the board granted approval to Office of the President, that is OOP, in accordance with Section 72(5)(b) of Act 663 as amended, to engage Mr. Sir David Ajay and Associates as lead consultant construction and supervision for the construction of the National Cathedral, Christian Cathedral, at a total cost of 23.750 million. After David Ajay Muji 32 million Ghana cedis for just getting their own company winning their bid, they are paying him for design and supervision $23 million out of the $190 million. Now it goes on to say, OOP, that is Office of the President, is however requested to negotiate for a 10% trade discount on the contract sum prior to the award of contract. The approval contract sum, therefore, 21.375 million. So PPA, so Kachrom say, the presidency should go and fight for some discount, 10% discount. If the 10% discount applies, the final figure that will be paying David Ajay and your 23 million, it will be $21.3 million. Now the question is, this document can only be effective, and the first one can only be effective if the presidency had actually gone back to do this. Now there's no letter showing that the presidency actually negotiated a discount of 10%. And as we speak, all these documents, if anybody say they are legit documents, for us to pay this money, that person is a criminal. Because the procedure is simple. The PPA said, go out there, Office of the President, go and negotiate for a 10% discount, trade discount. Meaning, almost monko, go and do this. Oba, and you bet you finalize it. I can say yes, $21.3 million at Bemano. There wasn't any interaction again. There's no letter there showing say the presidency followed the process. Now you have to understand, so when it comes to contracts, documents, especially with the PPA or the Public Procurement Authority, documentations, the procedure should be very, very much followed. The moment you breach one part of the process, the whole process becomes a sham. And he is not worried because he did not breach any procurement law because he did not even go through procurement. The facts say, you are occupying a government office, and the rules states it clearly that every single thing you do when it comes to money, it needs to go through procurement. The moment you ignore that process, you have breached the law. That is why we say procurement breach. It's not about you going through or not. It's about you neglecting what you need to do. You neglecting your core responsibility as the lead of an organization, a government institution. So for Paul to say he doesn't have a problem because he did not even go through the process. You are in a public office. When you take a dime and you don't go through the process, you have breached the law. And the Paul Adomotre has breached the procurement law. But I wanted to educate him on that particular one. Now with this one, we need to understand that the bottom line is simple. And the bottom line is that we, the presidency, Nana Akufo, ascended letter copy PPA 2018. Say, after paying 32 million Ghana cedis to David Dadzie for being a consultant, to try and get a better company to come supervise, design, and build the cathedral. They are now going to pay David Dadzie $23 million. Sorry. Now the question you ask yourself, where is this money going to come from? And in the first place, what has procurement authority got to do with this? What has the Public Procurement Authority? If this letter was about what we call the land, which belongs to the people, I would have understood. Because you are saying you are giving a land to government land for some job to be done on. So maybe this is how much it's worth. That one I will understand. But this is not a land. You are talking about services. You are talking about somebody rendering a service and going through Public Procurement Authority. So is the project a government project or an individually financed project? And that is the distinction we want to know. So from day one, these people have used government money. We are talking about $23 million. $190 million. And you see, Ghana for the fact is, last me first I'll just give you people everything. I want a response from the presidency. I want a response from the PPA, because there are some documents I'm keeping because I know somebody will blow up. So the bottom line here is the government of Ghana, Nana Akufo, has used your money. This cathedral, all the things they were saying, said they were getting money from some individuals and donors, they are lying. They are paying $23 million from your money given to David Dadzie. 25 million Ghana cedis recently. We are talking about 32 million Ghana cedis for consultancy. We are looking at $190 million. Boga, if you are in Ghana today and you are not mad, you are not crazy, you are not pissed enough, then without due respect, you don't deserve to be there. This cathedral was built on lies. Nana Akufo and his Achim Sakawa, they are laundering money and using this cathedral to launder money. They are stealing through the cathedral. So I'll give you this today. I'm not too well. The team, we are saving the rest of the documents. And there's a specific reason why we are doing this. We are doing this because we want Ghanaians to understand that where we've gotten to is not a stage whereby we have to all sit back and watch these criminals use religion, cathedral, to destroy us. First question, what has PPA got to do with a project like the National Cathedral, which is a combination for the Christian council and the Christian community and a president? We were told from day one that the National Cathedral, the Christian National Cathedral, wasn't going to be funded by the government. Why are we now having documents through PPA for PPA to approve for monies to be paid? And whose monies are these going to be paid? And by the time during that time they were sending these letters to PPA, how much did they even have in their fund? When did they start campaigning for the National Cathedral? We are not stupid. Ghanaians, muma imbi ni kakra. Akufo Addo yakron. Akufo Addo knows majority of us are foolish because your boy Nyankopon ding, your boy Bible, we all fall for it. That's why today the clergy, majority of them, we respected. They are all quiet. They have been fooled. They have supported crime. These documents will be out tonight. Have access to them. If you're a radio presenter, you're a TV, you are with me. I always say this platform, we never hide documents. Have access to them. Pose the questions you need to pose. Let the institutions come out and deny. And that is the only way anyone on earth can discredit me. So when to man say that you don't have the right to speak about this platform. Here, even starting the show wasn't that easy, but I promised you yesterday that we were actually going to do this show. So the documents are out now. I think you will see it on loudsilencenews.com or With All Due Respect page on Facebook, Loud Silence TV on Facebook. They are on our website. You can have access to it. If you're a journalist watching me tonight, you have access to it. Read it and start asking questions. Ghanaians, it's very, very important that at this juncture, we come together as one people, question these people, the President, Akufo Addo, Vice President Bawumia, Alan Kojo-Kyerematen, the NPP as a political party in parliament, in power. They are a scam. We cannot believe in them. We cannot trust them. The only alternative is to kick them out of office. If a journalist comes on TV and is not able to tell you to vote against Akufo Addo, Bawumia, Alan Cash, that person is a thief, is a criminal. It's very, very important. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being part of today's show. My name is Kevin Kobedu-Taylor. My producers are called the Ghost Team. It's been a wonderful, very shaky night, but we got through. God has been good to us. So we will meet on Monday or Tuesday. It's very, very, I need that rest. I need that Thursday rest, Friday rest, Saturday rest, and a Sunday rest. I'm very sure Monday I'll be fit to talk to you on set. Thank you. Be good. God bless you. God bless me. God bless Mother Ghana. Have a wonderful night. Good night.
All the crawling animals, everybody become minister. Ya turn ya color TV, ya dibia so sort of black and white. Oh my equality, oh my attitude upon some cry. Oh my anima Chinese yo, oh my so. Mampa mo tiete se, oh my nisu, oh ne di ojineni. Na, oh jari we wiemu no, no just wa jane na biya su we wiemu.